paragraphs to explain a delayed text or detailing your reasoning for a simple decision, you've already stepped onto shaky ground. The smart man's approach, he is concise and direct. If a woman asks, why, he doesn't launch into a novel about his stressful day. He might say, tied up with work, or simply, I was busy. The key isn't the words, but the energy behind them, calm, assured, and unapologetic about having a life. The psychology, constant explaining is a scent of insecurity. It signals that you need her approval to feel validated. The moment she senses that, the power dynamic shifts. True confidence is quiet. It doesn't beg to be understood, it assumes its own validity. The balance, mystery fuels attraction, clarity builds trust. Over-explaining destroys both. State your truth with conviction, then let it stand. If she respects you, she won't demand a play-by-play. If she doesn't, no amount of explaining will change her mind. 2. Don't chase, attract. Pursuit is intentional and direct. Chasing is frantic and desperate. The second you start bending over backwards, giving unearned a 10-year schedule just to impress, you have entered the chase. And it's transparent. The smart man's approach, he invests energy where it is reciprocated. He will initiate and plan, but he never doubles down on indifference. If she's consistently slow to reply or non-committal, he doesn't double text or beg, he simply reallocates his focus back to his. The psychology, people are inherently drawn to what is self-contained. By chasing, you teach her that your attention is cheap and readily available. By leading your own life with purpose, you become a magnet. Your energy becomes the prize. The truth, if a woman is genuinely interested, she will show up and meet your effort. Her actions are your answer. Your job is not to convince her, but to discern if. 3. Never prematurely reveal your depths. In the rush of a new connection, it's tempting to share your entire life story, your childhood, your deepest fears and dreams, all in the first few weeks. This feels like intimacy, but it's often emotional dumping. The smart man's approach, he understands that true intimacy is a slow, strategic reveal, like turning pages in a compelling book. He lets her earn his story through her consistency, trustworthiness, and curiosity. The psychology, oversharing too soon creates two problems: it removes all mystery, and it can create emotional partner into an emotional liability. It places a burden on a connection that hasn't yet been built to bear it. The power of patience, by revealing pieces of yourself gradually, you give her the space to wonder, to inquire, and to lean in. The stories you tell become more valuable because they were earned, not freely given. 4. Never try to fix her. Your instinct to be her hero, to solve her problems and heal her old wounds, is a noble one at its core. A romantic dynamic, it is a fatal error. The smart man's approach, he offers a supportive space, not solutions. He listens with empathy, but he does not take ownership of her issues. He maintains his own emotional center without getting sucked into her storm. The psychology, the fixer role is a parent-child dynamic, and you cannot be attracted to someone who makes you responsible for problems that are not yours to solve, leading to resentment and exhaustion. A better way, your role is not to be her therapist, but to be her rock. Show her what stability looks like by being stable. A woman in chaos doesn't need a savior, she needs a man who is so rooted that she can find her own footing beside him. 5. Never neglect your purpose for her. This is the silent killer of masculine attraction. You start dating, the chemistry is electric, and slowly, your world begins to shrink to fit her. The gym sessions get skipped, your business goals stall, and your friends see you less. Your purpose takes a back seat. Mission is non-negotiable. A woman is a wonderful addition to a life that is already full and meaningful. He integrates her into his world, he does not rebuild his world around her. The psychology, a man who abandons his mission for a woman signals that his core identity is weak. Women are drawn to a man who is on a path, because his ambition, discipline, and passion are inherently attractive. The paradox, the more she will feel compelled to be a part of it. She wants to join you on your adventure, not become the adventure itself. 6. Never compete for her attention. You see her talking and laughing with another man. Your ego feels the sting, and you feel the urge to jump in, or more impressive, to win her focus back. This is a trap. The smart man's approach: he remains unshaken. He doesn't see her attention as a prize to be won in a competition. He is so secure in his own value that he doesn't need to prove it in the moment. He might even engage the other guy. The psychology: the moment you try to compete, you broadcast insecurity. You are saying, "I see that other man as a threat to my value." A man of true value knows his worth is not diminished by another's presence. The ultimate power move: staying calm, confident, and engaged in your own enjoyment, is the most attractive response. The man who doesn't flinch when her attention wanders is the man she can't figure out, and the one she can't stop thinking about. 7. Never outsource your the foundation of it all. If your emotional state is dictated by her texts, her mood, or her approval, you have given her the keys to your inner world. This is a heavy burden for anyone to carry. The smart man's approach: he builds his happiness from within. His joy comes from his accomplishments, his hobbies, his discipline, and his inner peace. A woman is a wonderful complement to his happiness, not the source of it. The psychology: neediness is the ultimate repellent. It places on another person to complete you. Wholeness, on the other hand, it invites someone to share in your already fulfilling life. The core question: before you commit to anyone, you must be able to answer yes to this: am I already complete and happy on my own? If not, no relationship will fill that void. Your power is born from your self-sufficiency. 8. Never react emotionally to her tests. She might pull away, make a sarcastic comment, or flirt lightly to gauge your reaction. These are often subconscious tests of your frame, your stability, and your emotional control. Reacting with anger, jealousy, or neediness is how you fail. The smart man's approach: he observes, breathes, and maintains his composure. Question, or simply a silent, knowing smile. The psychology: these tests aren't about cruelty, they are about her seeking reassurance. She needs to know, is this man's center of gravity within himself, or is it in my hands? Can he handle my emotions without being swept away by them? Demonstrating strength, by staying grounded when she show her that your mountain cannot be moved by her storms. This is the stability that allows a woman to truly feel safe and let her guard down. 9. Never apologize for your standards. You desire a partner who is loyal, kind, emotionally mature, and adds peace to your life. These are not preferences, they are the standards of a man who values his own peace and purpose. The standards clearly and calmly. He doesn't demand perfection, but he demands alignment with his core values. He communicates what he will, not as an ultimatum, but as a simple statement of fact. The psychology: a man without standards is a man without a compass. People will often challenge your standards, calling you intimidating or too picky, usually because your clarity reflects their own lack of it. Do not dim your light to make others comfortable. The final act of self-respect: if someone consistently fails to meet your non-negotiable standards, you don't get angry or negotiate. You simply, and calmly, walk away. Your peace is sacred, and protecting it is your highest duty. 9 principles, and you will stop seeking validation and start making choices. You will stop chasing and start attracting. This is the path to becoming not just a man who gets the woman, but the man who earns the relationship. You've understood the foundation. These first 9 principles are about recalibrating your actions and reactions. But mastery lies in the subtler layers, the internal shifts that dictate your external reality. The following 6 rules delve deeper into the psychology of self-worth, communication, and leadership. Integrate these, and the change in your dating life, it will be in your character. Let's continue. 10. Never confuse attention for value. Instant notifications and social media validation: it's easy to believe that a high volume of female attention equates to high value. This is a dangerous illusion. Chasing attention is like eating candy for dinner, it feels good for a moment but leaves you malnourished. The smart man's approach, he is selective. He understands that one meaningful, high-quality connection is worth more than 100 fleeting validations from people who mean nothing. He doesn't broadcast his life to seek likes or DMs, he lives it for his own fulfillment. The psychology, the thirst for external validation is a bottomless pit. It forces you to perform instead of being authentic. Real value is quiet, self-evident, and doesn't need to announce itself. A man who is truly busy building his empire doesn't have the time or need to be validated by strangers. The shift, stop asking, how can I get more attention? Start asking, what kind of life can I build that is so compelling that the right people are naturally drawn to it? Quality attention is a byproduct of a quality life. 11. Never tolerate disrespect, even in small doses. You teach people how to treat you not by your words, but by what you tolerate. A sarcastic jab disguised as a joke, consistently being late, or flaking on plans without a sincere apology are all subtle forms of disrespect. The smart man's approach, he addresses disrespect early, calmly, and explode with anger, but he does not label, that comment felt disrespectful, let's keep things positive, or, I value my time, so let's reschedule when you're sure you can commit. The psychology, tolerating small disrespect signals that you do not value yourself highly enough to defend your own peace. It gives a green light for the behavior to respect for a man is deeply tied to her perception of his self-respect. You are not being harsh by guarding them, you are being